My Tesla Model 3 Performance behind me is broken. It's done 220,000 miles. No, the battery's not broken. It's actually the air conditioning system. And I've recently purchased this out of BCA Auction. Go back and watch the rest of the videos because this is the 5th video of the series of the cheapest Tesla Model 3 Performance in the country. It's a 22 plate, it's a lovely spec, grey with a white interior, and it's done, yes, 219,700 miles. The reason we're at Cleevely EV today is so we can fit a new air conditioning unit to the vehicle to get the air conditioning working again. I say new, it was actually supplied by EV Breakers, so they're a massive help with regards to getting lucky back on the road. So a massive shout out to them. If you ever need used EV parts, batteries, anything for your electric vehicle, go and check them out. EV Breakers, whack it in the Google search, you'll find them quite easily. And they've helped me not only with Lucky, but also my Tesla powered TVR. And there's a build series on that on the YouTube channel, so go and check it out. Right, Lucky's going in. Been put into service mode. Alex is our technician at Cleevely EV Motors today, and he's going to be taking off the trim, getting inside the front of the Tesla and removing all the old air conditioning parts and getting new ones wherever they've gone. They're around here somewhere. Guess you've taken a few of those out in your time.
A couple now.
This is the air conditioning unit in here, I believe. So Alex has just activated the drain removal mode, and now he's going to be draining the whole system, flushing it all out. How long does this take normally?
5-10 minutes.
Well, there is a good amount of gas, is there?
Yeah. So we're looking for around the green area, but obviously it's not running, so it won't be high.
Oh, there's no leaks. Okay, that's a good news. So now we're taking it up and we're removing the front tray. Have a look underneath, Lucky. I've asked the guys to do a check on the vehicle, sort of a health check, like I said, because I think in my previous videos I've probably mentioned that I think there is a bush where there's some play. Oh dear, oh dear.
Seen better days.
Oh, it's been cable tied as well. Oh joy, the things you discover when you put a... oh no, horrific. And the anti-roll bar's not looking too bad, although I do actually have some spare ones. I'm not surprised. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. But for nearly 220,000 miles, what do you blooming expect? Motor's looking a bit dirty, but I'm not surprised, seeing as though there's a big bloody hole in it. God damn it. So the gas is nearly empty, and now I need to empty the air conditioning system, which is apparently a bit messy. What is actually this bit here?
So that is the compressor.
That's the compressor, okay.
High voltage powered 2 compressor.
Yeah.
And then manifold is this section here.
Okay. The super manifold, no less.
Yes.
Cool. And there's a reservoir there. Still remnants of the cherry blossom tree if you watch the socials. That's just the power you're disconnecting.
Yeah, so this is your actual 12-volt battery.
Oh, okay.
So lithium-ion packs.
It's quite small actually, isn't it?
Tiny.
It's probably never been changed.
No. I don't think we've ever had to change one either.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's really quite reliable.
Why are you removing the battery?
To gain access, some of the bits down the back, because this whole framework comes out, and then we unbolt the
whole of this comes out?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So today, essentially, we are changing the compressor and the super manifold. We need to regas it, and we need to change the fluid. And when we're regassing it, that will clean out the system from all the debris that was from the air conditioning system going wrong, which according to Tesla was debris getting into the system from the compressor wheel.
So just removing the rest of the loom at the moment?
Yeah, so I've isolated the high voltage and then started disconnecting the high voltage supply to the compressor, because that stays with the car when we remove everything.
And it is high voltage because it's orange cables.
Warning of where not to lick.
Yes, do not lick the orange cables. That's one thing I do know. Is it one thing that particularly fails on these compressors?
Aircon systems in general seem to be such high tolerance inside, they just destroy themselves internally from debris. We see a lot of Renault Zoes for compressor failures.
Oh really? Okay.
Down to either For service maintenance, they're always having leaks of oil and gas. So when they run low pressure, it destroys the internals on them.
What I've come to realise with the Tesla Model 3 with the heat pump, which is models 2021 roughly to 2024 when the new Highland model came in, is that it does have what seems to be a common fault on the compressor, where it degrades inside and then it chucks a load of rubbish into the system. I've heard of a number of these instances happening, so something to be aware of when you are buying a Tesla Model 3. And it doesn't seem to be necessarily on age or mileage, because I've seen varying ages and mileages on this particular issue.
Why does it have the jacket?
Thermal insulation, I guess,
Thermal, okay.
to help with temperature change. If you buy a brand new compressor, it comes without that, and you have to transfer it off the old one.
Oh, I see, okay.
And they glue it to it, so that's always fun.
Nice. Ah, yes, mine already comes with its special jacket. What's that plug for?
So that's the multi-connector for all the sensors on the super manifold.
Okay.
These are the compressor high and low pipes.
Oh yeah, what's that in there?
So that's just where all the pipes go into.
Oh, okay, for the vents, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got two evaporators in the car, one for heat and one for cooling.
Yeah. It's quite a complicated system with the heat pump, etc., compared to the old version.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's a neat concept, because you can all, apart from the electric side of things, you can almost take any aircon system and use it for heat.
So any wastage, basically. So you're disconnecting the coolant side?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If we slacken the whole brace, we'll get access to a few of the other cooling pipes.
It's probably the least aesthetically pleasing strut brace I've ever seen in my life. Very functional.
So they don't hang the aircon off, most of them.
No, it is true. You gotta utilise the space where possible.
It's just another day on the farm.
Oh, Lucky's having a bit of a wee. So we've emptied the gas, emptying the coolant, and then I guess remove the rest of the bits and simply swap. Alex is making it look easy. So swapping the mount from this one over to this one. Now it's getting everything off the so-called strut brace and transferred everything of that transferred onto it. Oh, that was quick. Literally, what was it, 2 bolts?
Yeah, 2 bolts.
2 bolts. Spot the difference time. Old one. Less old one. And we're just swapping the water pump over because I think there was a little bit of damage on the connector on the old water pump, so we're just swapping the one from the original system onto the nearly new system. Yeah, so we're going to use the original seals from Lucky here because again they've been used more recently, and with anything rubber that's not been used or moist, wet, mildly moist, then yeah, it's going to start to crack and degrade, of course. I'm guessing it won't need coding to the car or anything?
No, well, there's a routine on the service menu of the car to adapt in all the water pumps and valves, and then we do a thermal test to confirm the function of everything.
Okay, so basically You reset the computer to, yeah, okay, reset the computer to accept the new one. So you're prepping and lubricating the pipework ready to go.
Just stops any seals rolling when you fit.
Seals rolling? What does that mean?
So that it can drag on the seal as you clip the pipe on,
Right.
and then it can either damage it or it won't seal. So it's good practice.
It also smells really nice. Got to stop that solvent abuse.
And so as you can imagine with a radiator, tiny fins, you can get debris stuck in it, which will never get out without replacing. But the vacuum system does what it can.
We're back after lunch and Alice is going to take us through what is next to be done, what's left to be done.
Going to install the compressor next, and then put the battery back in, and then we can vacuum fill the cooling system and flush the aircon system. Sweet.
As simple as that, really.
Simple as that.
So one thing I was interested to know, and I don't know if anyone from Tesla knows this, if they're watching this, is have they updated the compressor? Because it does seem to be a bit of a common fault. There are quite a lot of failures of these particular compressors from the heat pump Tesla Model 3 model, so 2021 and newer, of this particular shape of Tesla. So interesting to know, has anyone got any inside information on that? If they go wrong, are they fitting with a newer compressor? Someone mentioned that in the comments, you know, oh, I know it's £3,500, but they might be fitting a new compressor. It's a good point. There is the compressor in, just like that. What's that last bit going on there?
So it's an earth strap.
Oh, strap. Okay, I thought so. So, do you know what kind of voltage and power these take? Because obviously, being orange, that's HV, right?
Yeah. It ranges. I can't say specific on this car, but it ranges from 200 to 600 volts.
Wow. I suppose I'd guess like circa 350 to 400 volt based on the car, but yeah, I suppose that makes it more efficient. So aircon system all sealed. And this is for the gas, I take it, this yellow?
Yeah. We've got high and low pressure port.
So high, H for high, and there's a low one in there somewhere, apparently.
Now, we'll connect the pipes back up.
Red for high, blue for low.
That's it.
So I'm guessing it's just checking what the pressure needs to be in the car. Currently 0.
Pump takes 1,040 grams.
With heat pump, 1,040 grams.
Yeah.
Why plus 20? What's that all about?
It's plus or minus, basically.
Ah, okay,
So
got you.
it's not too fussy.
A bit like a dipstick then, you know, as long as it's on there somewhere.
So this will now run a vacuum routine. So it'll pull negative 1 bar for about 27 minutes, which will flush out all of the debris and old oil.
Okay.
Filter it, and then do a vacuum test. So it will lock off the vacuum system at -1 bar, and we'll see any leak back to see if there's any leaks or not in the system.
Got you.
And after that, then it will charge the system if it passes that test.
And how long does this test normally take?
About half an hour.
Okay, so we're going to put the battery in and test the coolant while that is doing its job, basically.
I'm going to try and get this back in now, I think.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a so-and-so, to put it mildly. Hang on, Alex, you seem to be dirtying my car with BMW coolant here. So now we're putting the BMW coolant in there. I'm going to automatically turn into a yobbo, put it into real drive mode and go sideways everywhere.
And you'll lose the indicators.
Not much different from normal, really. So what we're doing there, just taking out all the pressure.
We've taken out all the air from the cooling system, and then we're just checking the pressure doesn't drop back to prove we haven't got any leaks. Right. And then we open this tap and it will suck in and replace the
sucky.
with water. And that way you don't have to bleed the system.
Oh, of course, yeah, you don't need to bleed the system because there's no air in it when you're putting it in. Nice. How many litres does it take, roughly?
Roughly between 3 and 4.
I suppose a good way of doing it this method, it's quite quick as well.
Yes. So next, once the aircon has completed its service, then we'll go into the car and on the infotainment program in the new super manifold and perform a thermal self-test. Cool.
So quite clearly, need to be ordering one of these. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for a Tesla one this time, I'm probably going to try and find one on AliExpress because I feel like I've got a little bit more leeway because there's at least some protection of the front motor, whereas before on Rusty, it literally, the whole thing had flown off. So I need to get one of those ordered ASAP. I would say that's probably the neatest cable tie I've ever seen in my life, Alex. That's good. It's good work. Nice. Now this is where Alex does a full once over the car, and I realise how bad it actually is. So one thing I've just noticed is the inside of the front tyres are, yeah, they're a little on the smooth side, as it were. Now the MOT is not until the August the 18th. However, I'm sure I'll be changing the front ones before then. Alex is just checking all the bushes now on the front. I'm pretty sure that the bushes are all right, but I could be wrong. Small tearing on the
front camber arm, inner bushes, but
okay.
we see that after about 10,000 miles on factory arms, so
Right.
it's not
They're
necessarily
not too
a
bad.
problem.
I say didn't really feel too much at the front on this. It's just the rear that I know that there's something going on there. That's for sure.
This side's a tiny bit worse. If you come this side, you just see that tear,
Okay.
which isn't resulting in any play that we can feel,
Yeah.
but eventually it can cause excessive movement.
And which bush is that?
So that's camber arm.
Camber arm. Camber arm in a bush.
We have some play here.
That looked like quite a lot of play.
Yes. So that's the forward toe link arm. If you put your hand on the wheel, you'll just feel.
I can see it.
see it.
Don't you worry about that. Hey, I can feel it when I drive.
Oh, really?
There's definitely, when I drive it off, there's definitely some play,
Yeah.
but it's only on one side. But that's the only bush you think is, wow. I wonder why it's only got on one side. That is odd.
It is a common bush that we replace.
Yeah. What bush is it that we need?
So this is the rear upper hub bush for the near side rear.
Yeah.
So that's going to take the play out of that camber movement.
Yeah. And it's not only a Model 3 part, it's actually a Model S part as
Model
well.
S part as well.
Tesla, very clever.
I only learned that today.
Yeah. Every day's a school day. So how's the compression and the gas and all the rest of it?
The gas is now in,
The gas is in.
so it wants us just to fire up.
Start the engine.
Yeah.
Start the engine. Start the engine.
Which unfortunately we can't do, but we can start the compressor.
Okay, let's start the compressor.
Thermal actions, and we'll stop the drain once we've unlocked the gateway. Coolant pumps identification.
So what we're doing,
So now just looking for reset compressor metrics. So done. So that sort of resets it to factory settings. Then heat pump commissioning.
that's a different one. Different thing than what I was seeing earlier. How long are we going to be in suspenders?
I haven't fitted a used compressor before, so
Okay,
we'll see how long it takes to figure out.
but you have fitted a used super manifold.
No,
No.
only brand new ones.
Okay, I'm such a cheapskate.
I'll just lock the car up for a second.
We may have an issue. Wants us to pull over safely. This is a bit worrying. Never seen that one before. Why is it doing that?
So it's trying to do a shutdown.
And like that, it died.
It did say low voltage system 12% remaining, which would make me think the battery's slightly flat.
Which?
The 12 volt battery.
12 volt. Oh, okay. So we think that the 12 volt is a bit low on the old voltage. Yeah, there's no obvious signs to where to earth it, is there? How do we summarise that? That's a good point. And what we're trying to summarise here is
The car rejected the new compressor initially and then shut off the 12 volt supply, so the car died
yes.
until we fitted the original compressor, which fired up the 12 volt again, and then we switched it back over to the new compressor and commissioned it, and it accepted it.
I'm still holding my breath because at the moment, although it's making noises, according to the car, it's still in progress.
It's charging 12 volt now.
it is now charging the 12 volt. Now I've just had a conversation with my wife. Bearing in mind I'm 2 hours away, I thought I might actually have to get my wife to do a 4-hour round trip to come and collect me because I wasn't sure what was happening. So it does look like it's passed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So now we can do...
What a weird Teslas, eh? Who'd buy them? I was just saying to my wife that actually it's much easier just to buy a brand new car and lease. You know, why would you want to put yourself through... honestly, I was getting really stressed out. Alex, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm used to this.
He's kind of a relaxed guy, is Alex. He takes everything in his stride. He's good.
But we're running the thermal system performance test now, and this will confirm everything's working.
Okay. So Alex has put me into a false sense of security that it actually is all good, but actually we don't know yet. It's come up with another fault, but apparently I'm not supposed to worry, according to Alex. So he's just putting some more fluid in because it was just suggesting that we needed a bit more. Maybe it just didn't like the BMW coolant you were putting in there, Alex.
It may well be.
I reckon that's what it was. Oh, it's getting warm. It's getting warm. It's no good in the summer. I want it cold. When I first got the car, it was called Lucky, and then when it was cold and couldn't get the heat, it was then called Chilly. And at the moment, my missus has called it Sweaty. So it looks like Lucky is back. Dare I say it. Routine has passed, although I must admit, I'm extremely paranoid right now because it was really warm and then it started getting cold. I thought it'd broken already, but it was actually a test because I looked down and it said 21, it was freezing. So amazing work by Alex and the Cleevely EV team, and a massive thanks to EV Breakers for supplying used parts that have been fitted and they work, which is amazing. So what is it you're actually doing behind the kind of disc there?
So we're trying to press the original one out. Right, original push out.
Not one to do on your driveway then. Life you've got left on those pads. Actually a decent amount. I bet they've never been changed. Joe told me that I've got to come out here immediately because something... Ooh, it is pretty.
So I had the same issue last time I did a super manifold, and where when you drive it deactivates traction control and autopilot.
No, that's fine. We can keep the traction control off. That's fine.
But what it is the autopilot module in the battery loop overheats slightly,
Right.
because of the coolant change. So you just have to run a few purge routines, and eventually the temperature will drop back down. It was at 80.
So
it's
what was
nearly
getting
there.
hot? Sorry, the battery.
The autopilot module,
Oh, really? Okay.
which I had the exact same issue last time I did a super manifold. So
Oh yeah, because it's up to like 50. 50
it was
degrees.
at 80.
Interesting. So it needs to be purged once it's been done. But why is that? Just one of them things.
Yeah, it just struggles to get coolant around that section of the system.
But it takes about, what, 10 minutes normally?
Yeah, I had to do it a couple times on the last one, and then suddenly the temperature just went down to about 20 degrees.
Okay. But you've given it a road test and
Yep.
all is tickety-boo?
All good, no play on the rear end anymore.
Excellent. Awesome. I better go and pay the bill then.
Sure.
Cool. Cheers, Alex. It's been quite a long day today at Cleevely EV, but most importantly, Lucky's air conditioning system is working. It's nice and cold when it needs to be cold. It's nice and hot when it needs to be hot. It's no longer sweaty. It's no longer freezy or whatever my missus was calling it. It's now Lucky again, and we sorted out the rear bush as well. Fantastic. A massive shout out to Matt, Joe and the rest of the Cleevely EV Motors team. I might have dropped off a few Chargeheads t-shirts as well. So if you see anyone from Cleevely EV wearing Chargeheads t-shirts, you know why. And we're so close to getting this 22 plate Tesla Model 3 Performance back to what it should look like for the age, not necessarily the mileage. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next episode.